All right.
Arrow 20.
All right. Guys, we'll go over SPY first. Let me delete all this crap. What I was talking about this one, yep. What I was talking about this one, guys, obviously, now, we can see, look, we're off the 4, right? You know I love when we're off the 4 because we usually come back 1 or 2 days. Well, look, it's the 4th day up, or 5th day up now. Getting into the lower high territory, right? This is where we start to have the danger zone. In between the 60, 78, above the 61 fib is danger zone for a pullback, especially if you're extended 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how many times have we seen the stock go up, either gap up and then close red, or gap up, make a top and tail, close red. But also, guys, look. Ultimate high pivot, ultimate high pivot. Ultimate high pivot. Right here. Right there. Now, the thing about this morning was this, though, right? Look at this. This is a breakout level, all right? This is a breakout level. We opened right on top of it. It's like, dude, there's no room to go down. And also the pre-market high was... right there. So you have the breakout level. You kind of wedge between the pre-market high and these levels. But if you don't take anything into consideration besides show me the level and come back to it, well, you see the pre-market low where it's spiked, showing demand, and you mark that off as your level. And then at the highs where you have the big, huge red candles is supply. So trading in between that, you're going to have a bigger stop, right? You're going to have wider stop. I don't like to trade right here, even though the 61 fib is so awesome. But for me, in general, I'm thinking, okay, the 61 fib is here, right? But we have the demand. We're not like, we're still wedged in between this level. So it's like, we're like jamming in here, jamming in here, jamming in here. Once we get up to here, though, guys, then you start to notice, right? You see how perfect that pattern was? Let's lose these fibs again. Now we're back in lower high position here again. But look at that. This thing was like so perfect. That was like very, very clear pattern that everyone can see. And the clearer the pattern, the more likely it is to work because it was so slow, taking forever, back up into the zone. So yes, we did get a fake breakout right here. I didn't want to miss the dump. So right here on this fake breakout, I took the short. Now I didn't cover any obviously down here because I'm looking for a much bigger move. But once it started grinding, and I noticed the pattern, I just cut it. Said I'm just going to get in up here better. And then waited for the trend break. Once we came into the supply zone, the pattern broke right here. I shorted. Put my stop at the high and I left my computer. That's all, it just makes it easier to hold and it's just much better that way. So, but that was pretty good as far as, remember guys, the best way to trade SPY though, in general, with the direction of the 10-minute EMAs, show me the level and come back to it. So, look, 10-minute EMAs are going up, pre-market data off. If the 10-minute EMAs are going up, we're looking for show me the level, which is where you gap up from, automatic gap up. Wherever you gap up from, or breakout level, or pre-market low. Right now I have the pre-market data off so you can see the direction of the 10-minute EMAs, but you know they're going up. So then I go back to pre-market data on, and I keep the off on a side screen, and I'm trading off the 5-minute chart. But remember, wherever you see these big moves start from, that's where the demand is. Big moves drop from, that's where the supply is. And this is how SPY trades quite often. Double bottoms and double tops. Double bottoms and double tops. It was just a little tough to be short in here when you're wedged in between two places like that. But once we got up towards the highs and we're a little more extended into supply, now that's a really good risk-reward trade. So, now guys, remember, SPY doesn't go straight down. So, if you didn't take a little profits on a dump like that, look, because guys, remember this. Nothing goes straight down, you guys. So you might have to hold through some shit. Because look, why do you think I created the secret setup? Well, look. The secret setup only works because nothing goes straight down. Look. 10-minute EMAs cross to the downside. And now we're looking for the pop back to the 61 to 78% fib. If that happens all the time. If stocks went straight down, that wouldn't happen. So it would be perfectly normal for SPY to pop back up to here and then come back down here. Nothing goes straight down. So scale out your positions on big dumps. Scale out a third, or whatever. Or be prepared to hold through some shit. It's up to how you want to trade. But that's the reason why the secret setup works at all, because a lot of times Nothing goes straight down, right? Or straight up. Like, look at this. Going up, big drop, going up. You know, these are all deep pullbacks, and that's what stocks do. So it would be perfectly normal for this to go like this. That would be a secret setup short. Secret setup short, guys. Look. And also, look at this. Look. 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 Trend line break, retest, secret short, boom. Hopefully it just doesn't even make it up today. It rejects the 10-minute EMAs and keeps coming. But my target for SPY ultimately is close to the 80 MA. But I will always scale out on SPY in thirds on the way down. Especially on these kind of huge dumps. But SPY should go like this. Eventually. Let me delete this. Delete this. Whether we get a secret setup or not, SPY should at least come back to the 4 and possibly back towards the 8. I mean, I don't think it will come all the way back to the breakout level. If it does, even better. But the breakout plus the 2134, that would be a pretty big drop. So, but guys, look, right? This is what you guys have to remember, right? The best way to always wait for higher low and lower high position. Look, guys, trading up here is a lower high from right here. Trading right here is a higher low from right here, right? So now if this drops down to here, and then maybe it wants to come back up and trade a lower high from right here, you always, lower highs and higher lows put you in the best place risk-reward wise pretty much all the time, because the closer it gets to the last place it failed, look, this is the closer it gets to the last place it failed, right? Now, obviously, we went up to the gap fill, that would be even better, but we have a pivot here, so we know, hey, we can risk off that level too. Either clear pivots or lower high position, or higher low position, or clear pivots is the best way to trade SPY. So, and now, guys, that's also like this. Lower high position. Just like this is lower high position from right here, well, this is lower high position from right here. Because it's above the 61, 78% fib. That's why we only longed down here all the way up here, and then now we're like, all right, we're in the danger zone. Because we're in lower high position from here. Now, if this goes back up and breaks out, well, then that would be fucking a reset. See this right here? Look. The best entries are the high and low from a place where it rejected last time. That's why you have minimal. You could, like, right here, you bought that, 23, risking $2, and look at how many R's you get. And look, right here, you pull back to a place where it came. Look, right here, pull back to a place where it failed last time. Those are the best entries because you already know what level is supported, right? Like right here, look, pull back right next to this level, or pull back right next to this level. See, like it gives you a place to risk off, and so that's the same way on the way down. Except sometimes you get the fake breakout, which is even, my opinion, even better. Obviously, it comes up, breaks out, and then now you know it's probably gonna fucking tumble. But whenever you can get push ups to friggin' levels that were already set, whether you're using the 10-minute chart, hourly chart, whatever the case may be. Those are my favorite entries because those levels already held. So, now if this popped back up to the 61 to 78% fib for the secret setup, right? You also have that pivot there, right here too. So, you came up there, you have the trend line, you have the pivot here, you got the fib levels. So, we'll see what happens. All right. What was the ACER? Was that piece of shit? Something wrong with my speakers for sure. All right, guys, look at ACER. First place I would be willing to trade. Guys, I don't love no stock that is below the 38% fib. No stop that is below the 38% fib bouncing is an A+ setup. As far as I'm concerned, right? That's just not friggin', it's not an A+ setup to me because even the weakest stocks can bounce to the 38% fib. But when we have a gap fill pivot, if it gives me a trigger, I'll definitely take the trade if the stock, especially if it's up over 100%. So we got a gap, we got a top and tail, we got max extension. Max extension, I saw the rejection, I see the trend line break right here. Took the short, scalped it, covered 1/3 right here, and right here I stopped out the rest even before it did this crap. Now, I almost shorted again right here, which probably should have, but it wasn't at a pivot. All right, look, guys, 175, it's breaking trend. Now look at this. it's 175 where it broke trend is not really. Well, I guess I did say actually it did have an ultimate high pivot over here. I forgot about that. So 170. So that really was a good look. Yeah, multi-touch pivot 1, 2. So that really, it still was under the 38% fib, but you did have a multi-touch pivot and a trend break right below it. So that was a valid entry right there, 162. Hopefully it doesn't totally unwind because I was staring right at this and I just didn't want to take it again. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't unwind. That would suck. But that was definitely a multi-touch pivot and a trend break trigger right below it. And a fake breakout. Guys, look. This right here, this is the pivot, right? So this is a previous high, breakout, fail. Fake breakout plus trend break, 2 triggers right at that level. Done. 2 triggers, 1 level. 2 triggers, 1 level. Guys, yeah, so that's 2 triggers, 1 level. Damn, my speakers are all fucked up. Yeah, so SPY's probably going to try to bounce back up to the fib levels again, and we'll see what happens. It might, usually when stock, guys, remember, when stocks are trending, right? When stocks are trending up and down, the 10-minute EMAs are great trend riding strategies, but when they're reversing like this, they don't work as good for rejections. Better to use the fibs in lower high position. They're not for reversal rejections, they're for trending rejections. Not to say it can't reject, but stocks go through them easier when they're not trending. They're reversing. When they're trending up, yeah, you use the 10-minute EMAs over and over again. Trending down, use the 10-minute EMAs over and over again. But at a top high reversal point, it's better to wait for lower high up at the fibs. Unless you get a trigger at that. If you get a nice trigger at the 10-minute EMAs, well then hey, knock yourself out. But I personally would wait for the 61 to 78% fib again. But because SPY can bounce pretty high on reversals, and you don't want to lower your average and then fuck yourself. What else did we have moving today? I forget. Oh, that's what I did want to show you guys though. NVDA, how perfect that one was. We were talking about this yesterday, me and Brad, and then I totally forgot about it this morning. No, me and Barry, not Brad. Me and Barry, sorry. I was talking about this yesterday and totally forgot about this one. I hate when that happens. Too many fucking things. Guys, look. Look at how close we are to the pivot, right? 503, we'll call it lower high position, right? Even above the 78% fib gave you such good risk reward. So when we're at resistance or near resistance and we start to reject, the secret setup, what is it? Secret setup is fucking 10-minute EMAs cross down, not the 50. I just use that for SPY mostly, but the 8 cross below 2134. We break the first level of support, make a lower low, and then pop back to the 61 to 78% fib, which is right here for the short. So it gave you a pretty good fucking 7-point drop, and now, like I said, nothing goes straight down. So if you want to hold for a huge move, you got to hold through some shit sometimes. But I personally will be only trading SPY again or adding if it goes all the way up to 61 fib and that trend line high up here somewhere, because we broke the trend and now we should retest it and the 61 fib probably. Don't use these for rejections on reversals. Only rejections on trending, unless you get a good trigger. But in general, they don't work as good on reversals. All right, guys, what else did we have today? Oh, OKTA, that was depressing. OKTA, what the fuck is wrong with my speaker? All right, guys, look at this. Very depressing. Stock gaps up. Guys, when the stock gaps up over multi-touch pivot like this, look at that. It's a gap up just above it on earnings. You expect a little dip and rip. It's very clear pivots. You have very clear pivots up high to aim for. Even if this is a head and shoulders pattern, it should still go higher. Guys, these are the kind of A++ setups that you get. You're breaking out. You're right on top of a pivot. Even if you have this is what I love, when you can take a long, even if it's a head and shoulders pattern, you still know it should go back up. I love that. Problem is, I wanted it to dip down to these pivots and it didn't. So what did it do? It didn't dip, it just opened the rip. Now, That being said, if I was fast enough, if I was quick enough, what do I always say, guys? 5-minute chart. If a large cap dips, it doesn't get through your level. It doesn't get to your level, but once it goes back through the open price, dude, it's not gonna. The bottom tail is in. So, yes, it didn't go. Let's say you're looking at the 2-minute chart, all right? Actually, I'll have to use the 1-minute chart for this to show you. It doesn't really matter. 1 minute, 5 minute, whatever you're looking at. This doesn't dip to your level. If this dipped to here and started to bounce, I would long it. It didn't make it to my level. But guys, if this dips, as soon as it goes back through the open price, you can long it where you stop at the low. That's all there is to it. Just the way stocks move, large caps. If it dips, it goes back through the open price. The bottom tail is in temporarily because that bottom tail is being made. It's being made. But once it goes back through the open price, now we're making the body of the candle. We're not making a bottom tail anymore. We're making a body. So as soon as you start making a body, you can put your stop below the tail. Get it? Does that make sense? And that goes for every setup. You're talking about gap downs. If you don't wait for next pivot, if you're not waiting for next pivot, well, then you can friggin' short as soon as you start going. Once it pops, it goes back down through the open price, you short with your stop above the top and tail. That's all there is to it, because now you're making the body and not the tail. Does that make sense, you guys? Anyone? All right, good. It's kind of just the way, I don't know, just the way they move. And sometimes it's not perfect, right? So basically you could have 2 trades on this. It either dips to your level and starts to pop, so you buy it, put your stop below the level, or it doesn't dip to your level, and as soon as it goes back through the open price, you long it with your stop below here. So, all right, that's that. SPY slowly creeping up to the 61 fib. Big bounce back up to 61 fib life of Ruski. Secret setup style. Yeah. What else do we have today? Oh, ICCT. That was unfortunate. Those were the 2 best trades. Guys, ICCT, look. I want to show you something. How many times have you seen this, guys? Look. 1, 2, 3, and then you get a top and tail on this one, right? But the problem is, all we have to go off of is, there's no daily resistance on this, right? There's nothing because it's a fucking, it's clean chart, right? So all we have to go off is the pre-market, right? That's all we can do is go off the pre-market, what we saw in the pre-market for resistance. Look at how far this went up last night. So now, if I'm looking here, this is the last place it failed truly, right here. Multi-touch pivots, this is where I would want to short it. Now, of course, you could use the after fucking, you could forget about this because it happened last night and only use this and go like this. But it's so far off the highs, I just couldn't do it. I mean, 61 fib, right? So far off the highs, I couldn't do it. So I wanted to at least pop back up towards here because we also had this pivot right here. And also, guys, if you look, it's also like this, right? That would be, multiple confluence, pivot, multi-touch, ultimate low pivot, ultimate high multi-touch intraday plus 38% fib. And that would give us more range. So if that popped up today, we nail it. 25 comes back down to $10 in 2 seconds. Kind of sucks to see a stock pop only this much and then drop fucking 6 points. Yes, that blows. But what are you going to do? Even something like this, dude, I can't take a starter here and risk $5. And this didn't give a good enough trigger. I mean, if you zoomed in a lot and you were quick and you saw it reject and you short the trend line like that, I don't know, that's a tough one. You got to be disciplined. You want your levels. It is what it is. It's mostly about range for me. So, I mean, the stock is has support right here. Guys, this is all I can do. I'm looking to the left. I see a stock has support right here. I want to be away from that as far as I can up until the place it failed last, which would have been right here. So it didn't work. Didn't work. What are you gonna do? It didn't set up. I didn't buy for I didn't pay for my locates, so whatever. It is what it is. And that's it. So I wish it did pop a little higher because we would have smashed the shit out of that. As soon as it got to like right here, I would have just got locates real quick and then waited. But you know, it didn't happen. That sucks. So missed the 2 trades we could have been done trading for today. It just popped a little higher. Like, look, that was a 30% extension, so it's like, damn, what the hell? But I wanted it to really go like 50%. But I guess if you just like, I mean, a max extension, guys, is 20%, so it's fucking weird. It's hard when it's this far down. You know, it's hard. I mean, you could have risked it off right there, or risked off right there, whatever. But that's a tough one because it's dropped so far already, and you don't know with these crazy IPOs. I just needed it more extended, but yeah, that's too bad. And then that between that and OKTA, it was like doing fucking 6-point drop and a friggin' 8-point fucking rip. It's like, damn, dude. 2 trades and done for the day. Boom and boom. Instead of looking for less good trades because we missed those 2, you know? So, kind of sucks, but NCNC also 61 fib lifed out, but that was a fucking IPO that just was like, you know, not. I don't like trading those. Not enough chart history. Don't trust them. But as you can see, if you look on the daily chart, yes, it went right back up to the ultimate high from the other day. It was also the 61 fib from here, probably. So everything looks easy after the fact, right? I mean, it is what it is. Everything looks easy after the fact, but I don't like trading these stocks with no chart history. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? You know, it is what it is. I would have expected that maybe to go up to there anyway. So I don't know what the hell's wrong with my speakers. Every time that noise comes, Spy's creeping right up my fucking... It's creeping right up my fucking drawing. Creeping up my drawing. We'll see what happens up here. That's all the tickets there were, right? Pretty much, you guys. Oh, and good TSHA, guys. That was a good one. Maybe I should start telling you guys in the pre-market because look at that. Guys, this is pretty much, whenever, like I said, whenever you have a trade where you can risk this little, you kind of got to take it, dude. Risk 5 cents just to fuck it and then boom, meltdown. The only thing that sucks, I left range orders on it. I left a range order right here. Left a range order right here, a little above this pivot. I didn't get filled, of course. 278, I think it was. And now, obviously, I didn't get filled, and now it's grinding. So, what are you going to do? That's why I hate range orders, because if I was at my desk, I would obviously just cover into this wash. Oh, well. Wow, that's a fucking bounce on SPY right there. Mighty, mighty bounce stone. But SPY don't go straight down. SPY bounces. SPY, especially at reversal points. It goes sideways for a day, sometimes 2. It don't go straight down. It just don't. You gotta, if you want to hold for huge moves on SPY without taking any profits, you gotta fucking hold through some shit. It's just the way it is. It's like over here. If you long right here, you gotta hold through this. You gotta hold through big pullbacks. SPY likes to pull back to the 61% fib. Just what it does. Look. Look. Real close right there. This is the way it trades. Higher lows, lower highs. Back to 61 fib. Or back to show me the level and come back to it, right? Here's the trend line here, the 61 fib creeping. So, guys, I'll always have the 10-minute chart up like this, right? Have the 10-minute chart up. I have the 5-minute chart up that I'm looking at the trade off of. So I'm watching the trend line on the 5-minute chart, right? I'm not going to jump the gun on the trend line. I'm going to be patient and wait till that breaks. And that's that. Trend line breaks on SPY work good if you're patient for the real trend line break, not the really fucking micro trend line break. Watch. So now I'm going to take it off the 10-minute chart so you guys can see what I'm talking about. 5-minute chart. Now look. You see? It's at the 61 fib. Close to that trend line rejection here. Now when this breaks, I'll add and probably put my stop at even because from here to here, I'm going to have an average like of here now on the rest. So I'm not going to jump the gun because I don't want to get faked out. I don't need to jump the gun. If SPY's going to go down to where we want it to go, it's not fucking, it's not, it's got plenty of room to drop if it's going to go to where we want it to go. So here's where it is. Yeah, we're rejecting the under trend line and the 61 fib at the same place. So now when we break this trend line, I'm going to fucking short add. And that's that. That's like a 5-minute kind of a stuff candle, so. I don't like to trade fake breakout stuffs on SPY. I like to trade trend breaks. Hold on, we'll look at those in a sec. You guys see, though, why I drew this on here? Right? Because of the fucking underside of the trend line. Look. See? Trend lines break, and then they retest. Also the 61 fib, also secret setup. What am I looking at, Hattie? Oh, the upper trend line, you mean like this? You know, they're all in the same place. So that's good. That's what I like, but I still don't want to jump the gun. I still want the trend to break before the fucking, you know, they're all around the same place here. Confluence, but I'm not going to, see, I don't want to add and then this keeps going up to here, then I'm fucked. Now I lowered my average and then I stop out even. Fuck that. I'll wait. And to be honest with you, it's smarter to add like this, you guys. To be honest with you, it's smarter to wait till this drops. To be honest with you, I tell you guys this all the time. Adding when the stock is going up is not the best idea. It's better to see it go like this. Break down a little. And then, now you add on this, on that rejection's lower high over here. And then it comes down more. Don't try to catch this, even though you can on the trend break, but I'd rather see it break down a little, make a lower high, add, and then go back down. Now you know exactly where your add stop has to be. Right here, it's tough. If you add while it's going up, you don't know where your add stop has to be unless you just stop out even on the rest. But if you wait for it to break down and then bounce, now you add and you know where you add, where you should take your add back off pretty much. So, but you want at least want to see this trend break. That's the, you know, adding while it's going up, but no trend break is just asking for trouble. Trying to catch it, trying to guess where it's going to stop. Guys, you notice? Look. See this? Reversal volume. You see? Reversal volume. Reversal volume. This thing's grinding, 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 grinding. 1, 2, 3, almost. Look at how many 5-minute green candles in a row. Ridiculous. SPY is, dude, SPY is just, fucking chugging away. But we should still make a lower high. If I would be shocked if SPY went all the way back to the highs. Shocked. After that kind of drop and secret setup in play here. Yeah, that would be crazy. I don't want to add till I make sure that this candle closes below this trend line. I don't want to get faked out on a wick down and then wick back up, because I'm not in a rush to add, because I've already, I have a good entry over here and I don't want to ruin my average if it's going to keep going up to here or something. And if it's going to go down, then I don't need to be first to add. I don't need to add at all. So I'm not going to jump the gun on the add. I want to see some bearish shit before I add. The SPY is still fucking, strong. But guys, remember, look, big drop, supply, right? Big drop shows you supply. Look, supply, big drop, supply. So now we get a trigger near that supply zone. Now we have tons of, look, underside trend line, top side trend line, 61 fib, supply zone, yada, 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 all in the same fucking spot. Now we just need a trigger. And we breathe and we chill and we relax and we don't get nervous. We're just lounging. I got no fear. I'm just chilling, relaxing. Stock's going to do what I want it to do, or I'm not going to fucking trade it, right? I don't need to add. Nope. I want to see exactly what I want to see, or that's it. All right, he's trying to break his trend line here. I don't need this on here. I know where the supply zone is. All right. Now, if we take out the low of this candle, I will add, and then my stop will be like up here, a little, probably at even, wherever even is. I won't let it go against me if I add. See, this is what you got to be careful of. You don't want to break trend and then it wicks back up. So I want to lose the. Now this is going to try to push. It might reject the bottom of these trend lines. Either case, I won't add unless we break the low of these candles now. Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? When you get good, guys, a lot of you talk about entries and exits and this and that. The bottom line is when you get good entries, you're in the driver's seat. That's all there is to it, right? You just if you have good entries, you put yourself in the driver's seat, and that's just the way it is. Being in the driver's seat is nice. You're never upside down. You're just chilling. You're waiting for the stock to do what you want it to do, and that's it. Waiting like a good boy. But a lot of stuff's pushing right now. Shop's pushing again. Shop just don't want to fill that gap today. It's crazy. That thing ain't that wants to go to 70, I think. All right, guys, I'm going to add. If the low of these candles break, I'm going to add. Because then we'll be back below this trend line, back under here. We already are breaking the trend, but it's still going sideways. So, Following it exactly to the T. When I drew it on like 15 minutes before. All right, get ready to add now. Imagine it goes like this. Down here, back up here, then that would be awesome. Just a lot of confluence in that level. You got the trend break now. You got trigger. You got a lot of confluence. So, I mean, guys, if you don't take that trade, that is about as good of a trade as you're gonna get. If you lose the trade, you lose the trade. Whatever. If you're not adding, if you're shorting now, it's still a good trade. But you can't choke out your trades on SPY. Remember, you use like the place to the left, like over here or something for your stop. Hope it shouldn't go back above here now, but you never know with SPY. It can be tricky. But that's just, there's so much confluence at that level. What? For the low of the candle to break would be the body of a new candle. Body of a new candle. Body or tail, whatever, anything, as soon as it breaks. I don't care if it's the price. Well, we don't know if it's going to be a tail or the body until it closes, really. But yeah, as soon as it breaks, it don't matter if it's tail or body. Because that could wick back up right now and then make a bottom tail, right? But as soon as the price breaks that level of this candle, then it looks like a body while it's breaking, but we don't know if it's going to be a body until it closes. Could end up a tail if it goes back up to here, but I don't care about that as long as it breaks. So basically we have the trend break, kind of like a little retest, and then goes. $10,000. If I would walk 5,000 miles an hour, I would walk 5,000 more just to be a. Shit. Let's see here. Those goddamn 10-minute EMAs. Always fucking put in a ratchet in shorting. Always put in a ratchet in our shorts. That's why, guys, the friggin' 10-minute EMAs, if you just, for the most part, don't trade against them, your life will be easier. For the most part. But once they start to tangle, now we trade the secret setup because that's out of the playbook. But for the most part, your life will be a lot easier on every large cap if you trade in the direction of the 10-minute EMAs. They're not such a slow... It's not such a fast EMA that it catches you getting chopped up, and they're not such a long one that you could trade against them so much. They're just a perfect amount of time. 10 minutes is not too slow, not too fast, so it's a good trending, a good trend guide. It really is. Shop friggin', I'm glad I left that alone after this morning because that was just like, oh my God. Break out, trend break, and push back up. Fake break out of the highs, dump, push back up. Thing just wants nothing to do with going down today. Such a huge gap. It's impressive. I'll give it that. I almost fell asleep for a sec there. Oh, shit. Come on, let's go. Lose the 10-minute EMAs. Let's go. I would walk 5,000 miles an hour. 5,000 more. We could lose the 8, the 21, and it should come back down. Right now it's on top of the 5-minute EMAs and the 10-minute EMAs, so of course it's going to be a little battle there. Battle, battle, battle. Rock, rock, rock. One second, guys. I'll be right back. I had to get some popcorn for the movie. It should drop. But the thing is, guys, this is why you got to be careful and not choke out your trades. It should drop, but it could still pop to 452 and then drop. It could do anything. This is why when you choke out your large cap trades, you fuck yourself, and then you end up losing no matter what. Even when you knew the stock was going to go down, you still lost because you choked out your trade. So many people do that. So many people do that, and they go, Jesus, why do I lose every trade? Well, because you're choking it out. You're not letting the stock breathe. It's hard to get the exact short into the penny if you don't actually use a place to the left where it failed from. Like right now, if you short it here and your stop is over 51.90, well, guess what? You might get stopped out, and then it dumps on your feet, and then it dumps after. It shouldn't go back up over that, but it might. You never know. So let it give it a little breathing room and size accordingly. It shouldn't go over the trend break, but you can't get all uptight over every little wiggle because anything can happen in the market. Notice how that 5-minute green wick down is exactly where the point is on my purple arrow lines. And then it went back up again. Now it's coming back down again. The McDonald's sign. The McDonald's arches. What would you do if you had a fucking crystal ball? Well, you'd sit here and eat popcorn. No. Some people do say though that the market isn't predictable, and I'm like, I know they say that in trading with the zone, and they say that in a lot of things, and I'm just like, I can't dig it. I can't get down with that. It is pretty predictable. McLovin, let's go. I know you jinxer. Sir Jinx a lot. Honestly, now I wouldn't even watch it. Just let it go back to the lows. I should put that on YouTube though. If this thing craters, I don't usually record when I'm actually trading. I just go over stuff, but don't actually do that. What, last time you said it shall die? I think that was last night after hours. It gapped up. You were just joking though last night. But guys, honestly, this is why though, right? If this tanks all the way down right now, right? This is why you don't have to try to catch the top. This is why you don't have to try to catch the top against the 10-minute EMAs when they're friggin', when they're going up, just wait patiently for the setup. Wait for the trend to break, the 10-minute EMAs to cross down, and then start looking for the friggin' short setup. That's it. You don't have to jump the gun usually. You'll get it. Stocks don't go straight down. They'll give you that setup. That was amazing on that fucking... Dude, that was like the best one. Straight melt face melter. I mean, the stock has to go down because I can't touch my mouse. Got no choice now. Got a popcorn hands. Jesus Christ, look at those fucking sausage fingers. Oh my God. The fuck? I think they look fatter in the camera than they do in real life. Just cheddar popcorn from Market Basket, man. No, it's cheddar popcorn from Market Basket. It's so good. It was in like a clear plastic bag. Here we go. Let's go, Spy. Time to dump. Oh, shit. That thing looks like it's about ready to fucking explode. Holy shit. Don't look like that in real life. That index finger, yikes. I know, right? If my finger, if my fingers were really that thick, I don't think my girlfriend will let me near her. Hashtag ruined for all others. Here we go. Let's 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 go. I'm definitely putting this on YouTube, though. You know how we do. No. I didn't take any options contract. I traded shares. Sometimes I don't know why I do that, just so I can fucking, I don't know. I like to make pretty shots sometimes. I wish Ameritrade had. How come Ameritrade, I think this one doesn't show you the fucking executions? Nice. I don't always do that, McLovin. I don't always wait for the candle break, the low of the top of the trend line candle to break, but SPY can be tricky, so I like to have a little more confirmation on SPY because SPY gets a little wicky sometimes. Wicky, tricky. So I like to wait for a little more confirmation. And like I said, if it's going to go down to where we said it's going to go, then we don't have to catch the top. There's plenty of room for it to drop. Really? Get out of here. That's crazy. I didn't know that. How do you do that? How come I've never seen anyone with a fucking TOS chart with executions on it? Have I? Or am I making that up?
AJ, hold here, man.
Dude,
to do that, you have to go to the chart, go to the wheel.
Bro, I can't hear you. I can't hear you because there's something wrong with my speaker. My speaker's blown, I think. It's just making a whole bunch of...
Can you hear me now?
No, it's my speaker's broken. It's just making a whole bunch of jizzly noise.
Right.
It's just going...
Oh, you're right. All right.
Type it in chat because it's going...
Okay.
Thank you. I gotta get a new speaker. Wait, I think I have... Hold on. Wait, I have speakers around here somewhere. I had 2 sets of speakers. I'll do it later. I think the speaker's blown because it's going whenever anyone talks or whenever I push a button. All right. I swear, when the people on Twitter, like I feel like I never see anyone's execution charts on TOS, so I just thought that they never did it. That they just didn't have it, which I always wanted. That's pretty dumb. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. One sec. Sweet. Alright, I don't know if I should keep letting this play record or just take forever or what. Let it go for a little while. I don't want to make the video too long, but... that's not real. Oh, shit. All right, let's see what we got here. Now we're trying to reject the underside of the 5-minute EMAs and the 10-minute EMAs. So that would be ideal if we make a little bear flag here under the 5-minute EMAs and then it goes lower. Because you see, guys, look at this. You see this right here? 51.87 to that is about 40 cents. So we should at least come down to about here and then see if it's going to break the lows and go lower. But I always look at things like higher lows and lower highs, right? So this is a higher low from here. Coming down to here would be a higher low from there, and so on and so on. Then it can start to wedge and break down or whatever. But SPY's hard to watch if you watch every tick. SPY is like literally brutal to watch today. Brutal. The best trade was this whole thing that I wasn't here at all. So that's why it's always easier. Because look, guys, if you're watching this, you see this right here. Boom, you see that. You go, what the fuck? Then you see this huge bullish candle, then right back down, right? Then, you know, so it's hard to watch this stuff in real life. You see, it looks strong, looks strong, looks strong. And then ultimately it goes down. So that's why you can't really pay attention to this shit. You just know where your stops are and that's it. It could just easily go like this and then back down to here. All this price action is like, oh, it doesn't look good, right? But, because look at this too, right? This looks like a flag, right? Pole, flag, up. But you can't fall for all that crap. You know where your stops go and that's that. There's nothing like a fucking, there's nothing like when you get moves like this. The chop, like over here, is brutal. And now this kind of stuff is just like, you don't really, just got to try not to pay attention to it, Just make sure you have your stops in and you know where your stop is and you size right. This is what it is. Very hard to watch the price action. Shop making new highs again.
Subpara.
DMS. Wouldn't like to see this go over the 78% fib. This goes up to here, it's probably going to go over that. Shouldn't go over the low high position here. Definitely don't want to see it go over this red candle right here. Because then it's probably going to try to push up here and go back towards my stop. In a perfect world, we'll just make a lower high right here and continue back down. But this candle is kind of saying otherwise. So we'll see. What time is it? 2 o'clock? SPY's breaking the downtrend now. See? It's breaking this downtrend. Let me delete all this crap so you can see again. Look. Not ideal. And guys, remember, look. Hourly chart is still pretty strong. At this point, I'm not going to let it go against me. So my average is like right around here. So if it breaks over this high, I'm going to cut it. I'm not going to fight it. It shouldn't. If SPY's going to go down today, it's not going to go back up to here. It might, but it's not going to. If it goes all the way back up to here, it's not going to have enough time to drop far today anyway. So I'm not going to let it go against me. And that's the only thing I hate about adding. Because when you add, you lower your position, and now you don't have to stop where it should be anymore. That's why trading small caps is easier. Because you never know what direction dude, it doesn't matter how it looks or what you think. Some big dick baller can say right here, I feel like buying in fucking 100,000 fucking shares of fucking SPY. I don't give a fuck what the chart looks like. Now, that could happen in small caps too, but it doesn't. It's all fucking dilution crap fucking shit that just gets dumped on by everybody. SPY is just doesn't want to go down still, dude. Still too strong. If it reclaims this trend line, if it goes back above this trend line, this level, then I mean, guys, look at how fucking... Dude, this is like... This thing still hasn't even come back to the 4 on 1-2 days. That doesn't happen very often. We've gone over a zillion charts. I've never... That, like, literally, within 2 days, it comes back to the 4 almost every fucking time. But this is still normal fucking setup, right? Secret setup is here, risking off the highs. 8, cross below 10 minute, 21.34. Pop back up to the 61.78, risking the highs. So now I can't risk the highs because I added, but if you shorted 61 fib, your risk is the highs. Or else you're choking out the trade. Oh, fuck. It's like watching paint dry, though, these things. It's one other thing I like about trading small caps at the open. When you catch the small cap on a fucking move, they just usually move so fast. I'm not going to give it to the highs either because I'm not letting it go against me. I'm just saying, if it was your first trade, if you're trading the system playbook, if you take the trade between the 61.78% fib, not adding, first trade, you should be having your stop up here. If you take the trade here and you try to put your stop somewhere else, you're just using a random place. But if you shorted over here, you covered some, and now you added, I wouldn't let it go against me either. And I'm not going to let it go against me. I don't let stocks that go this far in my favor turn into a loser just because they might turn around and go back down. That's fucking dumb. You can't let winners like this turn into losers. I don't care if you miss the trade after and it dumps. What the fuck is going on with my fucking speaker? Shit the bed out of fucking nowhere. What the fuck? Watching every tick will make you crazy. It'll make you crazy. 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 It's just a curling back up the 10-minute EMAs again. Now look, guys, look. Now we're in a 10-minute squeeze again. Now we're in a 10-minute squeeze back on top of the fucking EMAs. And bearish momentum is decreasing. This is not the best looking thing that I would like to see. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't care about the pre-market high. I don't use the pre-market data for any of that shit because it doesn't have the fucking highest volume. It's just low volume crap. If you're looking at the daily chart, you can't see the pre-market, so I don't really care about the pre-market when it comes to that because everybody who's using the daily chart can't see the pre-market either. So the bigger time frame outweighs the smaller time frame. And obviously, when you got a penny touch like this, penny touch, that shows you that it's right. That wouldn't penny touch if it was in the wrong spot. But even if it was, I don't care. I don't like to use the pre-market data. The volume's light. Pre-market, you can't see it on the daily chart. I just don't like to use the pre-market data unless it's like different setup. Not for this where I'm using the no pre-market data for the EMAs. So I'm not going to use the pre-market data for the fibs. But see how many touches, look, see how many times touch. You know, these are all, look, penny touch, penny touch, penny touch, penny touch. That shows that the fibs are right. we go like this. Right? Now look. No penny touch, no penny touch, no penny touch anywhere. But now look. Penny touch, penny touch, penny touch, penny touch, penny touch. Anyways, close enough, yeah. But I don't like to use those for the secret setup. Guys, you have to realize, right? Guys, look at this. All right, I want to show you something. I always say that now. I want to show you something. This is a stock, how it trends. All right, look. This is how the stock market moves. All right, look. This is how the stock market moves. All right, when you get up to the highs, this is how the stock market moves. It doesn't go straight fucking down most of the time. Reverse instantly, right? This is a distribution pattern. Then it comes down. So to expect it to just go right here and die and not go like this at all is really asking too much. For it to just go straight up and then come straight all the way back down. And when it gets all the way down to the lows, to where it's going to reverse again, it's going to go like this. For the most part. Accumulation. And in this time, the EMAs tangle up, showing weakness. And in this time, they tangle up. The EMAs are going up. They start to tangle, dump. They're going down. They start to tangle, up. See? Up. But this is, usually it's not just this. It's not usually, you go trend up, trend up, trend up, and then trend down like that. That doesn't happen very often. So remember that. It takes time for them to unload their positions or load their positions. Would I be shocked if it goes back to the highs and breaks out? Fuck yeah. But hey, market's grinding, man. This is why they say the trend is your friend. The trend is your friend. The trend is your friend. Hi ho the dairy-o. The trend is your friend. Catching reversals ain't easy, man. Trend line breaking, retest the root of parity. Guys, what else do we know about SPY? What else do we know about SPY? Show me the level and come back to it. How many fucking times does it do that in a day? How many times does it do that in its life? How many times does it do that in its lifetime? Oh, how many times does it do that in its lifetime? How many times does it do that in its life? It is brutal to watch, though. I can't watch this shit, dude. It moves so slow and fucking tick. Especially when you're looking at the 5-minute or 10-minute shot instead of the 1-minute shot. It's like, oh my God, bore me to fucking death, dude. Literally to death. Watching paint dry, man. It's like watching paint dry. All right, guys, I'm going to stop the recording and so I don't have to make this a zillion years long. We'll see what happens. But my stop is going to be around here at even around 442.50, 442.30, I think it is actually. Above this candle, it's going to hit my break-even stop. And that's fine. It is what it is. But if you shorted right here, I wouldn't stop out above there because that's the true setup. If you're shorting him in this zone, your stop should be to the left where it failed from. If you stop out in front of that, you're just stopping out at a random place. So hopefully it'll just, this is kind of starting to make a little trend line again, like, you know, kind of like what we saw earlier, like the rising wedge kind of thing. So hopefully it'll just somewhere in here break down again down to here. But we'll see. SPY's been pretty strong looking lately. We shall see, we shall see, we shall see. I gotta fix these speakers for sure. Something seriously wrong with them. All right, guys. Thank you again, as always. Let me stop the recording, and we'll see where this goes. Hopefully down by the end of the day.